Not going to allow the Democrats to use this as a political cudgel. Remember, they had 4 years. Hold on. The Biden administration held the Epstein files for 4 years. Not a single one of these Democrats or anyone in Congress made any peep about that at all. They could have brought a discharge petition at any point in the last 4 years. They chose not to. They waited until President Trump was elected. I think that's very suspect. And I will not allow the House to be drug into political gamesmanship.
Speaker Mike Johnson there trying to turn the focus to Democrats and saying they're using the Epstein files as, quote, political cover. This as House lawmakers head home today for their 6-week recess without holding a vote on several Democrat-led attempts to have Congress release the documents. Some of those are bipartisan, we should say. Joining us now, Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell of Michigan. So what the speaker is saying there is something that we have heard from other Republicans, basically the fact that the Biden administration did have control of these documents for the prior 4 years. Where were Democrats on that? What would you say to that?
So let me be really clear. Why has this become an issue now? Because when President Trump said that he was going to be president, he said, I'm going to release the Epstein files. The Attorney General, I have the Epstein files on my desk. They are the ones that have put it out there. They've been talking about it for months. They are the ones that said, made promises, talked about it, heightened the expectation, and then just dropped. There's nothing to be seen. There's nothing there. Well, people don't believe that. And quite frankly, it is not the Democrats that shut the House down this week. It is the Republicans. They could not get the votes on the rules committees that they needed to get a rule out to do anything. Tom Massie is the one that is from Kentucky who is leading the effort to get a discharge petition to ask for those. You can't get a vote subpoenaing records in a committee. We don't run those committees. Republicans run those committees. So let's be clear. This has all happened because the president talked about it, said he was going to put them out there. The attorney general did. And then they didn't deliver, and the American people want answers.
And now that is the backdrop to which they are going home for a 6-week August recess. The recess is not what's abnormal. It's the fact that it came early against the cross currents of the Epstein files. Do you buy the way that Republican leadership seems to be thinking about this, that going home will let the steam out of the pot? And Democrats have done, I think, a good job of amplifying this story. Is that something that they carry home to their districts? Will you?
So, look, as we go home, I don't think anybody's going to have a quiet August. I think, look, when I'm going home today.
You never do. Yeah.
But no, I was asked to go to a rally as soon as I get off the plane. I don't organize those rallies. I go speak at those rallies. People are mad on the ground. They want to talk about these issues. So I think Medicaid's going to be front and center because so many people are afraid about what's going to happen to their health care. Education funds have been cut. You know, people aren't even talking about that. Schools are just terrified of the monies that they're not getting and what is going to happen. 60th anniversary of Medicaid is next week. There's going to be a real talk about what we've done to the healthcare system. We've got veterans that are hurting. 90th anniversary of Social Security. They said they weren't going to touch Social Security, and they are. Seniors are worried about, do I have a safe and secure retirement? Or are you going to threaten that? Those are going to be issues that we're going to be talking about. People are going to be on the defensive if they can't give them good answers about why they're ripping away their Medicare. It's also Labor Day is at the end of the month. We're all going to be home. People are going to be talking about the cost of living. That's going to be there. But there are a lot of people. I got asked about Epstein. When I was at the farmers markets this weekend, they're my favorite. That was the subject that came up.
Your constituents are proactively talking to you about Epstein.
Yep.
Can I ask you, when you guys come back in August, the other issue that's lingering in wait is this potential government shutdown at the end of the month. There were a lot of conversations when the rescissions package passed, clawing back previously appropriated money, that was a sign that the shutdown odds went up. Do you see it that way? What's your prediction about the landscape that you're coming back to?
I think that my colleagues are trying to make good faith effort to stay in the regular and normal appropriation process. Congress is the one that appropriates money and passes it. I think we've got to figure out how we stop. It's not the executive branch. We all represent the districts and the states that we come from. We know what they want and they need. Regular order is what we should be doing. Regular order is kind of hard right now. The president makes it difficult many a day. So let's see how it plays out. But I know my colleagues, and in the Senate, colleagues on both sides, Senate Republicans and Democrats are trying to do the regular order.
Trying to move through regular order at a time where we just saw the regular order upended by an end run procedurally on clawing back money that had been appropriated.
They're just clawing back money, programs that have been studied, and people that know what they want. This is not how the government should run, and we have to really address it.
And it does lower the incentive for Democrats to work with Republicans if they just see Republicans making an end run after they make negotiations and deals. I think that's going to be a really tough dynamic to come back to. But for now,
I never stop working with Republicans. We're always willing to work across the aisle.
That's true. You do have that reminder often. Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell of Michigan, thank you for coming on to talk Congress politics. But you know we always ask our viewers one question, which is why are you awake? Sandy emailed, I'm 65, and that means you get up when you wake up. I paint to pass the time. That's beautiful. Oh, my gosh. Andy says he does gardening and landscaping for clients in Florida and is trying to beat the heat by being on site and ready to begin as soon as the sun pops up. I mean, you're an early bird no matter what, Congresswoman.
I am,
that's a good
that's
reason.
Smart. Get in that yard before the sun's beating down.
That's exactly right. And Gina is starting a 3D print for her craft show this Saturday. She says she's only got one machine and she's keeping it busy. We have very artsy viewers.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, I love that. It's kind of inspiring me.
I don't know. Do you think anyone wants to see either of us paint?
No.
I don't either.
I don't. Yeah, but who knows? Maybe we'll try. Thank you again, and safe travels going home. We'll see you in September.